Okay, so you can probably barely see me or the fish, but what was that, second cast, third cast maybe? Got this little guy right here. Check it out, the light. I'm gonna shine my light on him actually, so you can see him a little bit better. Look at that guy. That's a pretty quality bass, if you ask me. I'm out here at the butt crack of dawn, to be honest with you, and it's paying off. They're biting early, so let's get some more. This fish number 2, I'm actually trying out a different rod. I'm usually using my medium heavy Johnny Moore's Carbonite. Now I'm using a medium heavy Arbor Garcia Vengeance 7-foot, and it's doing really good. It's got a lot of power, and that right there is fish number 2. Let me shine a light on him again. All right, as you can see there, crunching that topwater frog. I love it. Let's get some more. Hook pops out like that, and he's gone. That was pretty sick. So, I mean, what I'm doing is real simple. I got a lot of mats here, and I'm throwing a topwater frog. I'm throwing that ribbit frog. It's perfect for these bass, and they love it. They're absolutely smashing it. Gonna move spots here. All right, I'm seeing a couple fish bust exactly where I was just fishing earlier, so I guess we're gonna go back to that spot. It's early, so there's dew on the ground. It's making it super slippery. I almost just fell while setting the hook there. You probably saw that, but now I don't need the flashlight. It's a lot more bright out, and another good one just crushed it. So yeah, they just love this thing, dude. They love the topwater frog, and honestly, the topwater frog is probably my favorite way to fish for bass in the summertime. There we go. Nice guy. All right, so how you know when there's a good frog fishing spot is when the water's really shallow. And here the water is like super shallow. There's a lot of weeds on top and the bottom, and there's like maybe like a foot at the deepest on this side. It's probably 2 feet, and then over there's some pretty deep stuff like 7 feet, maybe 8 feet. But you can literally see the bass swimming. Like his back will be almost out of the water. He'll be waking it. And that right there is how you know that you should be throwing a frog. So yeah, this is the kind of stuff that I'm fishing. As you see, there's a lot of mats, there's a lot of structures. So if you cast a frog on top of those mats or along the side or right next to the structure, you're guaranteed to get bit on a topwater frog. I was insane. This is what I'm talking about with that shallow water. I literally cast it in there, and as soon as it hit the water, I saw him wake on it. He just slurped the tail under, so I set the hook and I missed him. Alright, update. So, camera battery's gonna die pretty soon, but I've caught a lot of fish. Buddy showed up, Jason, and we're gonna see. I think we're gonna continue to try to fish. I don't know if they're still biting topwater, but we're gonna find out if they are or not. Otherwise, I think I might sling the Senko again a couple times and see if we can get some more fish before we head out, before it gets too bright and before the fish completely just shut down. So, see if we can make it happen. Alright, so they stopped biting the topwater, or at least it slowed down. I bet I could still get some if I fished it for a longer time, but I'm gonna throw the Senko. This usually works here, so we're gonna see if we can get some bass and keep this video rolling. Let's do it. Kind of got that guy off camera, but I saw him bust through the Senko right next to him, and of course he's gonna smack it. Little guy, but fish nonetheless. So. There we go. A little bit more quality of a fish. Look at how bad he wanted that. That thing is in there, dude. In there. Quality fish on the Senko. Never fails, I tell you. Senko. Good fish. What? Oh, really? Oh, okay, thank you. I didn't see any signs, so that's the only reason I'm fishing here. So, and I've been here for a while. Don't really care either, honestly. Much better one. Quality. Look at that. Decent fish, hooked right in the top of the mouth, no harm done. It is good. Quality fish. Look at him on that little bike over there. Got him. He rode all the way from the other side of the pond just to try to pick us up.
Get us, did you?
Okay, so on that note, see ya. I think we're gonna end off the day. You saw a little buddy on his bike come and kick us out, so at least I caught some fish. I'm pretty happy with today, actually. I caught a decent amount of fish, and hopefully I got every hook shot on camera, so that's also always good. The spot's loaded. It's really, really loaded. People say you can't fish here, but I mean, dude, there's no signs that say no fishing. So, you know, whatever. So, yeah, I mean, get in here. Honestly, really fun day of fishing, really successful day of fishing. I had fun. We were only out there for like 2 hours. We got out there at the butt crack of dawn. Like I said, it was still dark out. They were really killing the topwater, dude. And then once the sun came up, this topwater bite kind of slowed down. You get a couple pops here and there, but nothing major. So I switched over to a Senko and killed him. I killed him. So overall, it was a good day. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna show you guys the rig I was throwing them on and how I was catching them. So stay tuned. Okay, so because this is an educational channel and I want to teach young and old people how to fish, I'm going to very quickly go over how I was catching them, so what I was throwing and what I was throwing them on. So first thing, to start the day, I got there at about 4:30. First thing I would throw is a top water frog. That would be this little deal right here. We focus on that for you guys. There you go. This is made by Ribbit. It's a topwater frog. You cast it out and reel it in. This is not a floating frog, so you can't cast it out there and let it sit. You need to constantly reel it in or else it will sink to the bottom. I don't think when it's dark and it's very low light, the color to me does not really matter. I catch them on any color I want to because they can't really see the color. They just feel the vibration. And these Ribbit frogs are perfect for that because, as you see, they have those kicking tails that kick up and displays a lot of water. Those bass feel it in the lateral lines and they can really key in on it. So yeah, so how I was fishing it, I was just casting it into the weeds or along the weed edges and then reeling it in, keeping it on the top of the water, and then just smack it. Very, very simple. Anybody can do it. What I was throwing that on is a medium heavy. This is my Aubrey Garcia Vengeance. It is a 7-foot medium heavy, like I said. God, I do that every time. And medium heavies are perfect for frog fishing. At the beginning of the day, I was throwing this on braid, but then I had a really terrible backlash and I basically had to cut all my braid off. So I then started throwing it on monofilament, which works fine as well. It's just the hook sets aren't as guaranteed as they are with braid. 6:3:1 gear ratio reel, very simple setup. Okay, so when they stopped biting that and the sun came up, I started throwing a Senko. And Senkos are just all around great pond baits, lake baits, anything. They're just, I don't know what it is about the action. It's just very, very good. I actually went over all these baits that I'm naming off today in the previous video. You should go check that out if you haven't, by the way. It's my top 5 summer bass fishing baits. But yeah, I was throwing a Senko. This little deal right here. This is green pumpkin Senko. I was initially Texas rigging it, but then they weren't biting the Texas rig, so I rigged it wacky and they just started slaying it, as you saw. And all you do with these, since they're slow sinking, is you cast them out and you let them sink. They sink slow, so you're gonna have to let them sink for a little bit here. Then you just bring it up, twitch it a little bit, let it float back down to the bottom, and you just do that the whole way in, and the bass love it. As you saw, I caught a lot of bass doing that. Now, I did only bring one rod with me, and that was that bait caster that you had just seen, so I did throw it on that. It's the same setup as the frog, except for monofilament instead of braid, because I lost my braid, as I mentioned earlier, so I was just throwing straight 14-pound monofilament. However, usually when I'm throwing a Senko, I would usually throw it on a spinning rod, probably something like a 7/6 medium heavy or medium, with probably about 10-pound fluorocarbon. But yeah, I mean, that was basically how I was catching them. Those are the only 2 baits I used today, and as you saw, I was doing pretty good. So those are very, very good summer baits, and very, very good pond baits as well, because I was fishing a decent sized pond. So hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you guys want to see me do next. And as always, fish every day.